What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another very, very late night in the BrewLab. It's me, Lone Fox, your brewmaster in chief. And this very late night in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with a mono black zombie deck. One that I'm calling Perishable Goods. Ooh, I'm missing an A there. Perishable. Perishable goods. Because of the decayed mechanic, I thought it was a funny little play on words there. But mono black zombies, aggro. It's like the lowest mana curve I've played in a very long time. 1.8 average mana. Everything's in the 2-drop slot pretty much, and that makes it so that we can run like 20 lands, and it's fun, it's synergistic, it's quick. It's not that strong, but I've been doing a series of shorter videos because I'm getting on a plane tomorrow and I'll be flying to South Africa, and I need a couple of things to just get uploaded automatically onto the channel for me while I'm sitting on the plane. I'm able to do any uploading, and yeah, so this is one of those videos. You'll probably see this one tonight, and then I've already recorded one for tomorrow night that's going to go live, where I'm sort of revisiting some of the tribes from Crimson Vow, because you know, it's just around the corner. There's only 3 weeks to go before, you know, Crimson Vow arrives on Arena, and I have a feeling that all of the tribes that got you know, a lot of good cards in Midnight Hunt are gonna get another good boost with the arrival of Crimson Vow. Of course, vampires are gonna get the most of that love in Crimson Vow because it's a vampire-based set. But I have a feeling that a lot of the mechanics from Midnight Hunt, as it's on the same plane, Innistrad, are gonna make a reappearance in Crimson Vow. So like probably Coven, Decayed, Disturbed, Flashback, day and night cycles, you name it. It's definitely gonna be, a lot of them are gonna get carried through into Crimson Vow, I think. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. But yeah, so I'm kind of just going back and looking at all the tribal decks that I made in the early days of Midnight Hunt Standard to see what I could come up with and change and better and improve upon. And this is one such list. Of course, my first version of this deck was a Dimir version. It was one of the first videos I put out when Midnight Hunt first dropped. You know, with Puppet Stitcher and the Scab guy. There's loads of zombies. It's probably the most popular. What was he named? The Scab, Blade Stitched Scab, and I put in some Narfies and that sort of thing. But I don't know, it's not that good. I've tried so many different versions. I got up to version 5. There is one really cool interaction which I do want to quickly touch upon here, because I probably won't get around to making that deck for a little while. But my good friend Edwin showed me this one, and it's super duper sweet. Once you flip the Puppet Stitcher into the Puppet Factory, creature tokens you control lose all abilities. So that one of those abilities is Decayed, right? And if you have Jadar in play, the Ghoulcaller of Nephalia, at the beginning of your end step, if you control no creatures with Decayed, you create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Since you have no tokens with Decayed, because all your tokens lost that ability because of the Puppet Factory, Jadar just keeps pumping out a 3/3 every single turn, regardless, because as soon as he pumps it out, it'll turn into a 3/3 because of what the Puppet Stitcher does. Loses Decayed ability the next time. You just, it's a pretty cool one that I did not think about. So hats off to Mr. Edwin for showing me that one. Really sweet, and I'll probably give it a try at some point in the future. But for tonight, I really wanted to try this like aggro mono black variant. So without further ado, let me just quickly run through the deck, and then we'll jump into some gameplay footage as usual, and you know, wrap up at the end with my final thoughts and potential, you know, where this deck could go in the future. What are we missing? What cool zombies would we like to get? in Crimson Vow, if any at all. I wonder if they'll keep giving zombies some love. I'm fairly certain that vampires and zombies will, vampires and werewolves will, but who knows? Maybe the zombies. That's it for now. So, 4 copies, Champion of the Perished. Obviously, it's the best one drop in this tribe. It makes perfect sense to have it. Then we've got Crawl from the Cellar, which I'm really, really liking. It's got flashback, so even though I've only got 3 copies, we can essentially cast the card 6 times in a game, and you can return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So our important creatures like Jadar, for example, very important. If it gets killed, which it tends to be a pretty important target, the opponents want to get rid of this guy always straight away, especially when they see it's a zombie deck. So then if he's in the graveyard, you can return it with Crawl from the Cellar, and you get to put a +1/+1 counter on a target zombie you control. So you could put that counter on the champion and then bring back your Jadar. And because a lot of our stuff is really cheap, you can often bring it back for 1 mana and cast it straight away on the same turn, which is also really, really sweet. Don't forget, if you have no zombies upon which to put that 1/+1 counter, you could, and I have done this before, activate your Faceless Haven first, then cast Crawl from the Cellar, put the counter on your Faceless Haven because it is all creature types, and then bring back your, whatever it is that you want to bring back. So that's a cool little thing to remember when playing the deck, if you decide to brew this one up and craft it for yourself. Next up, we got Eaten Alive, which I'm starting to play more than Bloodchief's Thirst in a lot of these decks that have sacrificial fodder, things that you can sacrifice, because it costs 1 mana or 4 mana, same as Bloodchief's Thirst. It can target creatures or planeswalkers, like Bloodchief's Thirst. It's a sorcery speed, like Bloodchief's Thirst, except this one exiles instead of destroying, so altogether better. And I'm surprised it didn't get an uncommon symbol there. I was expecting this to get uncommon at least, but who knows what goes on at those in the minds of those people at Wizards of the Coast. Half the time I'm a little bit confused. Next up, Deadly Dispute. And it's always weird to see, for me at least, having played through Standard 2022 exclusively while that play queue was up, the combination of Deadly Dispute and the Shambling Ghast. It would seem weird that I'm not running Shambling Ghast, but I am running Deadly Dispute because you do need something to sacrifice to it. There's a cool little thing that you can do with the decayed zombies that we are trying to generate many of in this deck, is you hold down full control, which is control and shift. You attack with your decayed zombies, you get in for the damage, and then as the decay thing goes onto the stack, you can hold down full control and sacrifice one of the zombies before it decays to Deadly Dispute and still get your card draw and pleasure off of it. So this is our little bit of card draw for the deck. Then we've got some more removal in the form of Infernal Grasp. Then there's Jadar, which is kind of the engine of the deck. It's really important for Jadar to be in here, and it works really well with the card that I will go to next. Every turn, if you don't have a decayed zombie in play, it just keeps making one. And of course, that'll always trigger your champion, because whenever another zombie enters the battlefield under your control, you put a +1/+1 counter on the Champion of the Perished. So yeah, that's a way of continuously growing the champion. But there's another way, in the form of Necrosynthesis. And this is one that I'm thinking I might trim something here and put in an additional copy of Necrosynthesis, go up to 3 copies. I'm not entirely sure what I would trim. We'll probably do so, during the games as they progress. But basically, it's an enchantment aura, so you enchant your champion most of the time, but you could also put it on Ebondeath or maybe on the Wight, which would be pretty sweet. Because Wight always feels a little bit underwhelming at 3/2. Not only does it come into play tapped, and you need to have the thing that it dealt damage to die this turn before you can make a zombie. So if we can make the Wight a little bit bigger, either with Crawl from the Cellar or with Necrosynthesis, then it starts to get a lot better. But yeah, you target one of your important creatures that you want to be bigger with Necrosynthesis, and whenever another creature dies, you put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. whenever. It's not one or more, it's whenever. So every time a decayed zombie decays, you put a +1/+1 counter on the thing. Whenever you remove an opponent's creature, it gets a +1/+1 counter on it. You name it. You know, I've had it where I saved this in hand, and I already had built up a big zombie army. Beginning of my turn, I put it on the champion of the perished and attack with all my zombies. I get in for a bunch of damage, and then all the decayed zombies die. Like I had 5 or 6 of them, and for each one that died, the champion got another counter, and then, you know, the Jadar was still in play. Another zombie, another counter. Next turn, I had like a 10-10 champion swung in for the kill. Mwah, it was beautiful. So, you know, that's a cool new little card, and it doesn't end there. When the creature that's enchanted dies, you get to look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the power of the creature that died. And you put one of those cards into your hand, and the rest in the bottom of the library in a random order. So a nice little bit of pseudo card draw, card advantage, filtering. You get to scry, potentially in that case, it would have been like a scry 10. So really, really nice card that I kind of skipped over. And I'd like to thank David, if you're watching this, for bringing it up to me on Facebook. I'm definitely considering putting it up to 3 copies. I'm just trying to decide what to trim off. We might just go for like maybe 1 less. Infernal Grasp might be the go. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see how that runs. Next up, we've got our snow synergy. So aside from the fact that we get to play Faceless Haven, I'm running the snow-covered swamps because of the Priest of Haunted Edge, which is a zombie. So not only will it come into play and trigger the champion, but also you can tap it, sacrifice it, and you know, target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of snow lands you control. Activate it only as a sorcery. So this can also kill indestructible creatures, which is pretty cool because it's -X, not deals X damage. And you can, of course, bring it back the following turn, withdraw from the cellar, put an additional counter on Champion of the Fairish, replay your Priest of the Haunted Edge, and the following turn tap it, sacrifice it, kill something else. And of course, if Necrosynthesis is on the champion, you see where I'm going. Like, there's a lot of cool little synergies like that, and it's all really, really cheaply costed. So you can often like do a lot of things in one turn. By turn 4, turn 5, you've got like 4-5 mana. You can do doubles casting. So really, really fun. Definitely more unranked ladder material, but we'll see how it goes. We might give it a whirl on the ranked ladder. Next up, we're running 4 copies of the Tainted Adversary because, of course, we are. It's the zombie kind of king for this new set. When it ETBs, you can pay 3 any number of times, 2 colorless and a black. And when you pay this cost 1 or more times, you put that many +1/+1 counters on Tainted Adversary, and then you create twice that many 2/2 black zombie creature tokens with decay. So trigger on the champion, loads of decayed stuff, which you can sacrifice to Deadly Dispute, which you can have die and trigger the Necrosynthesis, etc., etc., etc. And then, of course, if you've built up a big enough zombie army and the opponent is still blocking you with all this stuff, you can just sweep your own field with Meathook Massacre and kill them that way. Usually it's the game ender, like we never quite get through for the required amount to bring the opponent right down to 0 health. And then they built up a too big of a board and they have blockers or maybe a control deck or whatever. At that point, you can just zap your own field and ping them down for the last bit of health with the Meathook Massacre, as well as it being a great sweeper against aggro decks and whatever. I've already touched upon the Wight. And last but not least, we're running 2 copies of the Ebondeath Dracolich, which is a zombie, of course, and also can be recast from the graveyard if a creature not named Ebondeath Dracolich died this turn. So it's actually really easy to recast this thing from the graveyard because the decayed zombies die, and then you just flash it back in. Decayed zombie dies, flash it back in. So obvious inclusion, and you get to have a little bit of like flying threat in the air with this zombie dragon. And there's something to be said about maybe putting Necrosynthesis on the Ebondeath. That could be cool. Let's find out in some gameplay footage. Right, at this point in the videos, as usual, I would like to request that you all consider subscribing to the channel if you have not done so already. I'm rapidly approaching 400 subs, and when I do, something cool is going to happen, and I will let you know what that is as soon as I've settled into my new house in South Africa. So keep your eyes peeled on the channel for that. I just need a couple of days to land and settle in, and then I'll do a little announcement video about what's going to happen at 400 subs, but it should be pretty hilarious. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And thank you, Billy, for the idea. Also, of course, don't forget to do all that other great YouTube stuff. If you could be so kind, you know, like the video, leave me a comment, and hit the bell icon if you'd like to be notified of future daily uploads. Mr. Eminem 909. Meh. Nah. Oh, whoops. I shouldn't have attacked with the priest. Billy! Speak of the devil. Okay, so werewolves, huh? Pity. That's okay. Don't tell me you've got Snakeskin Bale as well. Sure. Okay, you are gonna be going away with Eat Alive, and I'm happy it's nighttime because you don't make any little wolfies. Why 5? Oh, it's oh. Oh. Whoops. It's 1+4 or 1+ sacrificing a creature. That's why it's not uncommon. It's 5. Damn it. Damn it, Janet. Werewolves. Doing werewolfy things. You take 9. Ouch. 10. That is painful, man. Decisions, decisions. Should have been a good idea. Let's see how this plays out. Whenever a creature... How come it's got two... Oh, the first counter I put on from the crawl. That's why. I don't know if you guys have noticed... how freaking cool this art is. But yeah, this is still one of my favorites in recent set. Like crash landed his oh, come on, man. What are you doing, buddy? Opponent is Salty Roping. Tovalar. Well, that's not good. Zap! Wow, what an ass. Making me wait like that. Well played. Well played, opponent. Mr. Dio. God in Italian. That's nice. Hello. Good game. In the inevitable destroy the champion turn 2. Yep. Looking rakdosy. I've never really played with this card. I think it was probably the worst of that cycle from Kaldheim, where like there are these lands that do something. 3 damage to target player, no, discards a card. No, that's not too bad. It's still a little bit expensive. Okay. We play this during their end step, so we can untap with it. Oof, 9. Wow. Feels good. Exiled. Ouch. As well. Eh. Are you gonna play a creature at any time? Would be nice. There's the gold span. I would have gone for the champion, mate. Definitely. Deadly Dispute. Village Rights. Dispute. Nice. Boom. Another dragon. Huh. That's annoying. Cool. Dragons and vampires. Nice. Ouch. Super mega ouch. Okay, we got him. I think we got him. If that's not removal, we should have him. If he goes for the attack with both. Yes. Got him. Sorry. Sweet victory. That felt freaking nice. That felt really, really good. All right, on to the next one. These videos are going to be a little bit shorter because it's, yeah, getting really late and I have a plane to catch tomorrow. So yeah, my apologies ahead of time for this slightly more scattered content and a little bit jankier decks. I've been very busy with, you know, final farewells to family and friends and packing bags and getting ready for my trip. But I promise, I'll be settling into Cape Town for the next 3 months, and the content's going to start coming much more reliably and consistently. And I'm looking to upgrade my setup. I'm going to have an additional monitor for chatting while I, have my premieres with my viewers, as well as hopefully upgrading the camera quality, so I can start maybe uploading into high definition. I don't know about this hand, man, but I'm gonna just try it. It's unranked after all. Hello. Okay, third land is nice. And we can Necrosynthesis on the Wight. Ooh. Oh. I hate that card so much. Oh my goodness, it's just the worst. Oh, at least we got the sweeper against this matchup. Yeah, you're a cool guy. Zap! ETB's just okay. Cool. Disturbed with monk class and stuff. Interesting. Okay, get another Wight. And a Ghoulcaller. Hopefully there's no more Skyclave apparitions. Another Hermit. You've got to be shitting me, guys. Like, this just doesn't... It's too much, man. I cannot handle this level of bullshit. It's just ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Come on, man. Give me that shit. What a crock of shit. What a crock of shit. Man, Skyclave Apparition. What an annoying card. It's so annoying. They always just seem to have them. It's almost as bad as the Elite Spellbinder. Land. That's okay. Geisty boy. Might still get there. Oh, another land. That mustn't feel too good. Denick with lifelink. Really? Oh, come on. There's only 20 lands in the freaking deck, man. Unbelievable lot of bollocks. Another land. Can't be too happy about that. Another Geisty boy. Do it. I dare you. Oh no. What? Excuse me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, man? This guy's just shutting down my whole deck. Oh. Nice. Good game. What an asshat. I think if you just attack with everything, I might just lose. Yeah. I take 3, 4, 5, 6, down to 1. Dude, This amount of land is absolute rubbish. In a 20 land deck, that's come on. Get stuck. The shuffler. Oh yay. Two, three, four. We can block one. See what happens. Just give me one more Meathook Massacre instead of another land, please. Please, deck. Crikey. Sure. Alright. Just the luckiest opponent. 3 Skyclave apparitions in a row. Me just top decking freaking only lands in a 20 land deck. Whatever. Alright guys, that's going to do it for tonight's video. I need to go hit the sack. I will see you all on Tuesday night. South Africa time. There will be a video that's already going to be uploaded automatically then, but I'll still be at my computer chatting with you, and then I'll start prepping myself to record something for Wednesday night, as well as the announcement as mentioned previously. But thank you all so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you all in the next video, and until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.